Bob, does it appear that the minister doesn't understand his own portfolio?
He's probably one of the weakest Indian Affairs ministers in recent memory. You've got to recall that Harper's first minister was Jim Prentice, a highly competent minister who ended up being the industry minister, is now the vice chairman of the CIBC Bank. The other minister was Chuck Straw, a very, very competent, a highly respected member of Parliament who's now retired. They put in Mr. Duncan, and right from the get-go, his performance has been very shoddy, very poor. If you look at the way he handled himself at a news conference today, he was unable to answer questions of whether the band would end up paying for these modular homes. And when the reporters kept questioning him, his press secretary jumped in and hauled him away as if Mr. Duncan was a blabbering idiot rather than a minister. I think he should be embarrassed that the way she treated him so that he wasn't able to actually answer our questions. She seemed to have to protect him. We've seen this happen a week or so ago at a committee when he was asked when he first learned about the crisis, which has been going on since October 28th, and he was a long 15-second pause before he said, I learned about it on like last Thursday. That was another very embarrassing moment. In fact, today, again, we asked him, like, who was going to be paying for this, and there was another, I think I tagged it as about a 7-second gap as he tried to struggle with an answer, and then, of course, his press secretary jumped in to try to and hauled him away. And you know what? He didn't even show up for question period to answer questions about this after making this announcement. They left it to the Foreign Affairs Minister, John Baird. So Mr. Harper has got a problem on his hands. He's got a very, very weak minister in charge of a very important portfolio that involves human lives. There's a lot of minefields in this, and he may have to think about moving Mr. Duncan aside and bringing in somebody who is competent enough to handle this situation.
All right, we're going to continue to obviously watch this story. CTV